Hello everyone, and welcome back to lesson 23. No, welcome back to lesson 24. We're going to be practicing our modal verbs. Okay, so it's an exercise class. So first we have can and could. We always begin with can and could. I don't know why. Me at least. Can and could. Okay, so let's start with them. We have A. Let's start with letter A. Here we have some space, and then we have Jake run long distances when he was a boy. So, can or could? Could. Okay, so let's put this. Jake run. Did Jake run distances when he was a boy? Distances. When he was a boy. So Jake runs. So can Jake run? Can would be present. When he was past. So when we use in the a question in the past, we say could. Okay, so could, we use it because it's in the past. Perfect. B. Space. You please call my grandmother. Call my grandmother for me. For me. Question mark. I'm out of credits. And then in brackets we have polite. When we want to be polite, extra polite, instead of using can, we also use could. Could you please call my grandmother for me? I'm out of credit. So when you're talking about in the past, or when you're being polite, instead of using can, you can also use could. C. The students, oopsie, let's go down a little. Then we need more space. C. The students, space, buy their textbook today. Buy their textbooks today. What else comes? The bookstore is all out of them. The bookstore is out of stock. Another way of saying it's all out of it, you say it's out of stock. The students, what is the negative of could? What is the negative of can? So if it's all out today, it's something that they weren't able to do. If they weren't able to do, it means if they couldn't do. So they couldn't. Okay, so can is affirmative, positive. Cannot is negative, and we say can't with the apostrophe to make it shorter. Same thing with could. Could. Same as could not or couldn't. Apostrophe T, couldn't. Okay? Guys, letter D and E you can do by yourself, so I'm not going to be helping you because I've already helped you with A, B, and C. Okay? We're going to have a look at may and might. Remember I told you the difference between may and might? So in terms of probabilities, remember that may is 70% probable and might is 50% probable. It's 50% likely that something's going to happen. Or when you're trying to be more polite, when you're asking for something, may is more polite or, better to use than can as well. Okay, so let's have a look at may and might. May and might. So letter A. Letter A. They something. Oopsie. They something. Finish the project on time. Finish the project on time. They something finish the project on time. B. Let's go for B. You something want to stop by the museum. To stop by the museum. Gift shop on your way out. Gift shop on your way out. Beautiful. And C, let's do C2. Something I have your autograph. Okay, so they may finish the project on time or they might finish the project on time. So if the project is on time, let's say the time limit is on Friday, so they may finish it on time or they might. In this situation, I think they could put might. Because if they're going to finish the project on time, it could be 50% probability. But then again, we don't know fully if they may, unless, it looks very, very probable. So because we don't know, let's say might. You may want to stop by the museum's gift shop on your way out. Why? Because the gift shop is very good and you're at the museum and it's very likely that you would really want to stop by the gift shop. So it is a strong may. Last one, well not last one that I'm going to be helping you with is I have your autograph. Remember when you're asking something, can I have your autograph? What is the polite version of asking a question? May. May I have your autograph? Yes, you may. Alright guys, finish letter D and E please. Then we have shall, shouldn't and ought to. Shall, shouldn't and ought to. Shall. By the way, shall guys is similar to will, okay? I'm going to put here just as a little tip, shall and will, okay? Shall and will. They are auxiliary verbs for the future, but the difference is shall we only use for I and we, okay? Will we use for everything. I, you, he, she, it, you, we, they. So I will, you will, he will, she will, it will, you will, we will, they will. Okay? I shall, we shall. Shall we dance? Shall we dance? Okay. Yeah, this is just a bit of an example. So now for this exercise, we're going to be doing shall, shouldn't, and ought to. So Let me wipe this out, and I'm only going to do letter up to A to C with you guys. So shall, should, what's the next one? Ought to. Ought to. Remember, ought to is similar to must. Okay, you ought to shut the lights before you leave the classroom. Okay, A. I, something, like to order the onion soup, please. Please. I should, no, because if you use should, it means something you gotta do, but then again, this is a request. I ought to, no, because ought to is a bit of an obligation, isn't it? So I shall like, same as I will like. Most people would say I'd like to, okay, I like to order, not I shall like, but it's here for you to know and practice. B. The house. Now let's go for letter D. I'm going to go with letter D because it's short and I don't have much space. Letter D. D. Something I get. Your jacket. It's cold in here. It's cold in here. So yes, guys, you're going to do letter B and C, and I'm going to do letter, I did D, and I'm going to do E now. So letter E, you, something, put your feet on the table. On the table. It's not polite. Pay attention to this. Negative. It's not polite. What is the negative version of something you should not do? Shouldn't. So shouldn't. Okay? You shouldn't put your feet on the table. It's not polite. It's something that you should not be doing. Fantastic. So guys, please do letter B and C. I've done A, D, and E because my board is not that big. It's quite small actually. Okay. Then we have will and would. Will, would. Okay. A. I space something like to order. This is another expression that you are in a restaurant. The onion soup, please. I, something you would like, you're requesting something. It's not something you're telling somebody what you're going to do. So when you, it's okay to say what you want. There's nothing wrong with saying what you want, but it's, I can assure you, sir, space, the order, oh sorry, I can assure you, sir, the order, space, be shipped out tonight. Okay, in this situation, something that is going to happen, it will happen, so we say, will. I can assure you, sir, the order will be shipped out tonight. Perfect. Okay, guys, please do this exercise. Finish letter B, C, and D. I've done A and E with you guys. Next one we have must, have to, and need to. So remember that must is an obligation, something that you have to do, you have no way out, you gotta do. Have to is also an obligation, but it's not so aggressive as must. So, oopsie, must. Next one, have to. Next one, need to. Need to. Okay, so need to is a necessity, something you gotta do. Must, obligation. Have to is what you have to do, you know, something you gotta do, you gotta do it, but it's not as an obligation as must is. Don't forget that must is a bit more aggressive than have to. And then we have need to, which is a necessity that you have to do as well. All of them you gotta do it. All of them it's something you have to do, but the difference is must, obligation in terms of aggressiveness. Have to is also an obligation that you have to do, but it's not as harsh as must. And need to is more of a necessity that you need to apply to, for instance. So I'm not going to write this down, I'm just going to do it here with you. Letter A. You space tell Anna about the party tomorrow night. It's a surprise. Here you have in brackets must not, need not, or doesn't have to. Okay. Doesn't have to means you don't really have to. You're giving the option that you can tell this person or not. But look at this context. It's a surprise. So if it's a surprise, you cannot do it. So what is the negative of must? Mustn't. You mustn't. Okay, so it's a bit more aggressive. Okay, so you mustn't tell Anna about the party tomorrow night because it's a surprise. Guys, I'm going to leave you to finish all these exercises, okay? If you have any doubts, please let me know. And another thing as well, I would like for you to create one phrase for each of these auxiliary verbs, okay? So can and could, may and might, shall, shouldn't and ought to, will and would, must, have to and need to, and if possible, do the negative version as well of the phrase, just for you to practice, okay? Thank you so much. I love you and I will be with you the next lesson. Bye-bye.